Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Writer-director Alex Garland is the kind of auteur who never makes it easy on his audience. Civil War may be his most thought-provoking movie to date. It's in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Civil War imagines a time in this country when it feels like a post-apocalyptic America thanks to the war-driven divide that's going on. Now, some audience members may fear of it being a political takedown of our current situation, with Garland taking one side or another. But don't judge the film until you've actually seen it, as Garland takes the audience on the road following war journalists across the country. Nick Offerman plays a fascist president who we learn has maneuvered his way into a third term. California and Texas have split apart and have together formed a military group called the Western Alliance, who are hoping to cause mass destruction to Washington, D.C. Kirsten Dunst plays veteran war photographer Lee Smith, who has seen it all throughout her line of work. She knows it's incredibly dangerous being on the front line, but she hopes to capture the true atrocities of war. She, along with her fellow team of photojournalists, including Joel, who's played by Wagner Moura, and Sammy, who's played by Stephen McKinley Henderson, are en route to the White House, hoping to interview and photograph the president. They're joined along the way by Jessie, who's played by Cailee Spaeny. Jessie is this young, innocent, and really just completely green in the field. She idolizes Lee, and soon finds herself face to face with the true horrors that the job entail. Alex Garland throws the audience into the middle of the action. You get a brief scene at the beginning with the president working on a press announcement with this kind of sinister and wicked grin that feels all too real. Nick Offerman isn't playing any real past or present president, and Garland's take on this story is one that's meant to be apolitical. He's a British filmmaker, so he's entering American politics as kind of an outsider looking in. Even the use of California and Texas joining forces is one of a fictional storytelling device to kind of take this out of realism. There have been plenty of films that have been made as a response to present-day crises, from Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket to Adam McKay's satires like Vice and Don't Look Up. I think McKay's films especially come with a very specific viewpoint that he's pushing onto his audience. But Garland's take is actually one that's far more restrained. This film is primarily about those photojournalists on the road and what they see along the way. There's no cutting to another subplot, or there's no cutting to live news headlines. We're really seeing the country through their lens. The apolitical nature really forces the audience to interpret it with whatever lens they bring to it, with their own politics. Now, it's not a spoiler to state that this film ends with a massive attack on DC as monuments and cherished landmarks are blown up. Now, that should be non-partisan, but it brought me right back to the insurrection on January 6th, which has been completely and incredibly politicized and just further proof of the divide in this country when it shouldn't have been. Garland knows the power and the need for photojournalists, and this film acts as a reminder of the dangers that they're in, and yet some are quick to cry out fake news or are duped by AI photos or videos. Kirsten Dunst gives an incredibly rich and stirring performance. She's the kind of actress that knows her job and the role within a story and is in full service of that without ever drawing attention outside of that. She brings somewhat of this kind of steely nature to Lee, really hardened by what she's seen. Cailee Spaeny is also noteworthy, as we see Jessie go through quite the personal transformation in the really short time that these characters have been on the road. Jesse Plemons should also be noted for the kind of the stillness and the unflinching nature that he brings to playing a white nationalist. Civil War may not be the film that you think it's going to be, and I think that that's part of its strengths. Garland is forcing the audience to have an opinion without telling us what we should think. I'm giving Civil War 4.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you'd like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have some other movie reviews, some TV reviews, some celebrity interviews I know you're going to want to check out. So click that subscribe button and follow me on social media at Paul's Movie Trip I'd love to hear from you. Have you seen Civil War? Leave me a comment on social media or on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts. And go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more, including information about the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Film Festival. I want you to check that out. It's going now through this week. Don't miss out on some really great movies being shown. Thank you so much for watching my review of Civil War. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.